We're thinking, Dad. We're thinking of moving. Christine watched her father's hands as he washed the cups. Suds clung to his fingers as he lifted the dripping cup from the bowl and rinsed it under the tap. His wedding ring glinted through the bubbles. "Oh, are you?" he said, taking another cup and running the dish mop round the inside. "Well, I hope you're not going too far." She felt a cold grip on her heart. "You need to be in striking distance," he said, "so I can keep an eye on you, eh?" "Perth, Dad." "Perth? What do you want to go there for?" "Can't say no it really. Your mother and I stayed a night there on the way up to Orkney that year, but I can't say well, we didn't see much of it really. Just went to the B&B and straight off in the morning." "No, Dad. We went for a stroll by the river. That was lovely actually, but more than that." "Why? Has John got work up there or something?" "No, Dad. It's not. It's not close, but, well, I suppose it's on the train line up through. ScotRail was pretty good, I seem to remember, but it's not Scotland, Dad." "What? Of course it is. It's 50 miles north of Edinburgh, isn't it? Something like that. We were driving then, of course. I wouldn't drive it now. Not with my back." "It's Perth, Australia, Dad. Western Australia. John's family is what?" No. It's definitely..." She saw the realization cloud his eyes as he looked at her. He looked back at the bowl of bubbles. The cup slipped from his hand and splashed back into the bowl. Soapy water splashed onto the front of his shirt. Damn fool thing," he said. Christine reached for a tea towel from the radiator and tried to wipe at the wet shirt. "Here, give it here," he said. "I can do it." He snatched the tea towel from her. "Damn fool thing." Christine grabbed the roll of kitchen paper and tore off a length. She squatted to mop at the pool of water on the floor. "What do you... Leave it. Just leave it, will you?" "Sorry, Dad, I was just..." "Leave it. I'll get the mop in a minute. I'll do it. Why don't you go through? I'll bring the tea in a minute." I won't be a minute. You go in room. I'll bring it through. Do you want a biscuit?" "No, thanks, Dad." "I went to the VG. John will want a biscuit. I bought a pack. You go through and make sure he's not mucking up the settings on the TV. I'll be through in a minute." Christine popped the pedal bin open and dropped the kitchen towel into it. She turned and slipped out into the hall. She felt the tightness in her throat. Her cheeks burned red beneath her eyes. She couldn't face John straight away. He was happy enough flicking through the channels on the television. As she reached the sitting room door, she stopped. "I'm just popping upstairs a moment, love. It won't be a minute. There's something I've been wanting to find." John was sitting on the sofa. He didn't respond. She watched him for a moment, looking from the TV to the remote and back again. He pressed a button and suddenly the volume boomed for a second before he found how to mute it again. "John, did you hear me?" "Yeah, sure, whatever." She started to move towards the stairs, but he hissed her to stop. "Hey, Chrissy," he whispered. "Did you tell him?" "Yeah." "Is he, how did he take it? Is he okay?" "I don't think... He'll... Give him time. He'll get used to it." "Did you mention... One thing at a time, John. One thing at a time." She climbed the stairs and was instantly engulfed in her childhood. Well, Mum and Dad had made many changes to the house downstairs, the kitchen extension, the French doors from the dining room. Since Mum died, nothing had changed upstairs. They hadn't even redecorated. The brown stair carpet, the textured wallpaper on the landing, the very air of the house felt unchanged, still thick with the memory of dust and central heating. the towels hanging on the landing banister to dry, the slight odour of moisture from the bathroom, not damp but used. The afternoon sun threw a certain glade of orange light from the frosted bathroom window out through the door and onto her bedroom door. And here was the ceramic plaque bearing her name that Dad had put up on her 6th birthday when she and Cicely finally stopped sharing and she got her own room. Christine, in black cursive writing on a pink background with little primroses and bluebells framing the word. She fingered the dent in the door that Dad and Uncle Kev had made, moving her new bed into the room. How mad Mum had been. Christine stepped into her bedroom and cast her eyes around the familiar shelves. Her childhood books, a collection of ceramic animals, the peacock feather in the heavy-based glass specimen vase. She glanced at the shade on the lamp, decorated with teddy bears dancing and hugging each other. A string of fairy lights strung across the wall above the bed. The array of stickers gleaned from her youthful magazines and stuck randomly across the headboard. She sat on the bed for a moment, felt the strange silence of memories crowding through her heart. A noise from outside broke in upon her consciousness. She stood and walked to the window, drew back the curtains. Her father was stood in the garden, his hand resting on the bike shed. She couldn't see his face, but silently his shoulders were shaking.